This is an open meeting under section 19.81 to 19.98 of the Wisconsin State Statutes. You have the December meeting minutes in front of you. Any need for correction? Or is there a motion to approve?
I move.
Motion by Joe to approve.
Second.
I'm sorry, motion by Dan to approve. Second by Kate. Any other comments? All in favor of approval of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Monthly staff reports.
Yes, we're somewhat even from a year ago, except for adult fitness, where we were down in silver sneakers and in classes. That's been a common theme. Lutz Indoor was down in toddler swim, therapy, pool, and lessons. Ironically, none of those really were affected by the slide shutdown. Then the other abnormalities that are in there is a reminder that we have moved chorus from, I believe that was in adult
Sports and activities.
Yeah, that's where it previously was, and we have now moved that to miscellaneous. So that affects those numbers a little bit, but those all balance out. I'll also mention that we included our report on park reservations and attendance for your review. We have the numbers for 24 in there, and then those are side by side with 23 and 22 for comparisons.
Any questions for staff on any of the reports?
How did you get numbers for the parks?
So we had front desk staff accumulate those through our park reservations, reaching out to our community partners like the city band, the Hawks, to get estimated numbers on who's showing up to their events. And that's how we formulate our numbers as far as how many total people. Of course, we know who's being charged and who isn't. And then the number of those rentals as well.
Great.
Anything else, guys?
Obviously a big impact with Centennial.
Centennial certainly added to it. The substantial jump, though, was how numbers were being recorded with the soccer clubs themselves. I know there was another one in here as well. I know Buck Skinner's was down as noted there. I didn't write it down, but I know there was one other.
The mill
Thank you.
increased their, at least for attendance numbers, the mill increased their estimated attendance at the movies in the park this year
Oh, sure.
versus previous years as well.
There is a backside to that Parks report as well, guys. All right, anything else? All right, communication and correspondence. One of our parks is up for an award.
Yes, Wander Construction, who had led the Centennial reconstruction, submitted an entry for, as they title it, the Centennial Park Mill Pond Project. And it's an annual, as they call it, the Projects of Distinction competition that is sponsored by the Associated Builders and Contractors of Wisconsin. And our project was chosen as one of their winners. So Wandra will be recognized at a banquet to be held next week in the Wisconsin Dells.
Excellent. No appearances or public comments, no old business. Under new business administration, we have, that's Aquatic Center and executive summary on the painting and the caulking.
Yes. The 25 CIP included the painting of the vessels or the pools for Veterans Memorial Aquatic Center. This would be the main pool in the Lazy River, along with repair of any joints that would be needed for up to 100 feet. Staff had budgeted $70,000 for this project. That number was equal to the highest bid that we received for the same work back in 2020. And then the bid we had accepted back then was for $49,000 estimated. Staff did receive 3 bids, with the lowest bid coming in from Sid Sealants of Port Washington at $88,400. Staff is familiar with Sid Sealants as they did the joint repair work for us this past spring. They did an excellent job, and their number is substantially lower than the other two bids that we received. Staff will recommend accepting the quote from Sid's for $88,400 plus $6.40 per linear foot beyond the 100-foot repair, plus the cost of a repair kit of $340. The funding shortfall of $18,400 would come from the VMAC surplus fund, Fund 496.
Any questions of staff on the executive summary, guys?
No, I know last year we had a lot more when it came down to the filling of the gaps and stuff in the caulking. and
Joint
we had some
repair, yep.
issues. Yeah, and like you said, the price came in pretty decent, so, like I said, I don't anticipate, I don't know if you guys do, but I wouldn't anticipate much more than, what's on the budget. I mean, going to the excess. Last year, I would have thought a little different.
Correct.
Given the situation we
Right.
had, but this year seems like we should probably be pretty good with that, in that distance.
Before I throw it to Brian for any comments he wants to make, but we would agree with that. Sid's came in and did a great job. Now, again, winter, cold, thaw, freeze, we don't know what we'll see come spring, but building in that 100 feet into the total cost, I think, which was your point, Joe, I agree that we feel comfortable that would be covered with that. Again, we also felt comfortable with our $70,000 number, so as always, I can't promise anything, but
No,
we do
exactly.
our best.
I mean, cost of everything is going up, and I get that, but I guess my biggest point was knowing with the condition of some of those joints were last year.
Yeah.
I'd have been concerned. Knowing we fixed a lot of them.
Correct.
And they look good going into winter, or last year it didn't. I think that 100-foot's gonna be good, is what my point was. I think it's a good,
Gotcha.
I think it's a good bid.
Brian, was there anything you wanted to add? You were part of this process too.
Well, just remember this, beginning of this year, we replaced every lineal foot within the shell of both of the pools. So they were all cut out, replaced. This particular company did the work, and they did a great job. And I have been keeping an eye on it, because the worst part of losing any joints are the freezing and thawing cycle. So, if we're having a cold winter now, that's good, because that's less stress on the pool shell. We'll keep a real good eye on it February, March naturally, but we'll have a good eye on it, I would guess, if we have a thaw and it stays reasonable and we don't have any really, really cold weather. Sometime around the end of February, really take a look at the existing joints to see if any popped. But right now, they look really good.
Any other questions for staff? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll motion to approve.
Motion by Joe to approve staff's recommendation. Second. Second by Scott. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor of approval of staff's recommendation to award Sid Sealants with the job at a total base bid, cost not to exceed $88,400 with an additional cost of $6.40 per lineal foot for the joint repair, plus $340 for the repair kit. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. All right, now we have the indoor pool mechanical room, crack repair, and executive summary for that.
The 25 CIP included repairs for the cracking to the Lutz Indoor Mechanical Room. The cracking is due to groundwater pressure. Staff has been in discussions with basement repair specialists for over a year about this repair. They came on site the fall of '23. They had diagnosed our issue and proposed applying a surface epoxy with the injection of a hydrophobic materials, must be impressive stuff there, into the wall, along with removal of ports and epoxy, prep and install of a 12-inch bilateral carbon repair to the cracking itself. Just as a side note, the groundwater pressure, though it's affecting that particular space, it has not affected the pool itself. The pool shell's integrity is fully intact. With this, staff is recommending accepting Baseman's repair specialist quote of $22,383, and that does fall within our $23,000 budget.
Any questions for staff?
Is this the same groundwater that's always been in that, you're talking the very lower level of the mechanical room?
Correct, so.
So that's what's always been there, but now there's just more deterioration?
Correct.
Or- Okay.
I'll let you comment on it if you want, Brian, but that pressure's always been there, and the facility is finally, has been giving in.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say always been there, it's there when it has been a wet spring or summer.
Right, right. What's happening is why we see more and more of it. It isn't because that much wasn't there before. Its water has encroached by the path of least resistance over the years of its funneling into our tile system. Then part of our tile system starts to plug up a little bit with a black fungus and silt, which within the next couple of weeks, we plan on going down inside our crock and pressure washing all those holes out and getting rid of that material that's plugging up the crock that runs the groundwater system with the pumps that pump it out to the parking lot and then into the river. So that has been failing, also causing more groundwater over many years to come up around the basin of that structure. But it's just, I think what we see based on the type of ground composite that we're in where the building was built, it's just, should be expected of what's happening, you know, and you can't go on forever like that and things plug up a little bit. So now it's time to get another 20 years out of it or more, I hope, because the material that they're putting in it's going to be stronger than the concrete. The concrete has started to degrade a little bit and pock away and chip. There's actually pieces coming up off of the floor because it's just constantly wet for how many years. Carbon fiber and this poly material, it's water resistant. So that's the right thing to put in.
And how many feet underground is this? So that the general public, if they had questions, I mean, this isn't your normal,
No.
just below the frost line.
No, so we're 16 feet from grade. That pit, I'll call it the mechanical pit from the parking lot, is 16 feet down. The water level is 7 feet down from the parking lot to the wall. Because we measured it, they put a monitoring well in the back, and I had a plumb bob and a ruler, and for about, 6 months, we tracked it. When it would rain, it would come up 4 to 6 inches, and then it would go down in time. But it's that high most of the time. So a lot of water pressure behind the walls, but it is a lowland area, so, you know, and we're down quite a ways in the pool. So that's what you have.
Thank you.
Any other questions for staff? Is there a motion to approve staff's recommendation?
I'll move.
Motion by Dan,
Second.
second by Kate. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of staff's recommendation to award basement repair specialist of Appleton for the repair and the cracking in the mechanical room of the Hartford Family Indoor Aquatic Center, sponsored by the Lutz Family Foundation, for a fee not to exceed $22,382, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. All right, our February meeting date.
Yes, so Melanie and myself will be attending the Wisconsin Park and Recreation Association Annual State Conference. That's held February 4th through the 7th. Our scheduled meeting date is February 5th. I will know by week's end if we will officially look to adjust that date. We'd probably follow suit to February 12th, the week later. The reason I have a holdup is I'm working on an RFP for a CIP project. And if I can get that taken care of within the next 36 hours or so and get that out to bid, I would like that to be approved prior to the February 11th council meeting. Of course, council would need our approval before it moves on to them. This would be a summer-spring type project, so time is of the essence to get on contractor's schedule. So that's the explanation on the holdup, and we will be in touch, like I said, before the end of the week as to what date will work best for the department.
Okay. Rec programs and activities. First up is the fitness class, session 1.
I will take that in Zach's absence. Session 1 starts the week of January 6th. We have 7 different class offerings in the first winter-spring session that have enough participants to hold classes. Classes will include Zumba, yoga, high fitness, stretch and tone, strong mom, spinning, and spin for beginners. Zach also has an update on the search for additional instructors. He's currently in the process of interviewing and hiring 2 new instructors who offer high-intensity fitness classes and also have personal training experience. While these 2 new instructors should help increase our class offerings, we are still looking for more applicants.
Thank you. And the Minecraft building workshop.
So our new preschool teacher, our new Tattletale teacher, actually came to me with this idea. So it's an idea of a Minecraft day camp, just one of those hour-and-a-half classes. And we're excited to have her run it. It's coming up on January 18th. We do currently have enough kids to run it. So we have 6 signed up, and the kids will be focusing mostly on kind of building activities while incorporating also with that Minecraft theme. So it's kind of like a little mini STEM day for the younger kids.
All right, and snowed in at the movies.
Our annual Snowed In at the Movies event is coming up on January 24th. It is once again in all-night lock-in at Schubert's Theaters. Peers for Peers group is working with us again through HUHS. They're promoting the program starting this week. Currently, we don't have anyone signed up, but that's not really, it's kind of how it is.
We have
they'll-
some. We have some.
Oh, good. So there are some signing up. They just haven't made it to us yet. So it is a high school only event. Sign up is $5 less if you sign up early, and then $5 at the door, or $5 more at the door. So apparently we do have a few signups, but we are expecting, usually there's quite a few at the door, so that's good too. We are looking for more adult volunteers, so anyone who would like to come and watch a couple free movies, let me know, so.
And Melanie, I assume we're still getting the same amount of food donations that we have in the past?
Yep, so Peers for Peers has kind of taken control over that, which is fine by me. But they've actually done a really good job in the past couple of years. I feel like even last year they had more than they did the year before. So hopefully it kind of keeps going with that.
Yeah, always ample food there. And then traditionally, we don't find out what movies are going to be shown until approximately a week prior, is that correct?
Yep, so I did reach out just in case I could get something sooner, but not yet. So hopefully we get to know soon, which usually kind of helps more kids sign up with what they know that they can watch.
Thanks, Mom. Adult and youth sports, let's get an update on the volleyball league.
Our winter volleyball league is just finished its 8th week out of a 14-week season. Since we had that one extra in each league, after next week, we will be having like a little mini round robin and then a little tournament to determine who is the winner of the league. And we have to split them up into 2 sections. But overall, it's been going really well. And yeah, they came back after a 2-week holiday, so we're back to play.
Nice. I can't believe we're talking about this, but youth ball registration,
Yep, so youth ball registration is already coming up in February. I have been working on the brochure and pamphlet, everything, the paperwork to kind of get everything out to the community, in the schools and otherwise. And just like in the past, it can be done, in person, online, drop off at the Dropbox, mail it in, any of that. We will have pamphlets, brochures at the front desk. We are contacting schools starting today, tomorrow to see which schools will take them to put them in their pamphlets. And then it's once again for ages 3 to 14. But yeah, it's already coming up.
Melanie, how are we doing for sponsorships for teams?
So sponsorships, we will be sending that out either late this week or early next week to kind of get it rolling. We already have one person or one group sponsoring 2 teams, so we actually are a little ahead on that already. So hopefully that rolls in as well.
All right, and tell us about Pee Wee Sports.
So our Pee Wee Sports starts January 18th. It is the youngest group of kids that we have for our sports programming. We have a full class. It is with 10 signed up. We teach various sports. We do soccer, baseball, tennis, basketball, just kind of different things that they can kind of get into as they get older, join into more of our groups as well. So we're excited to get that going, and it's excited that we have a full class.
Thank you, Mel. Moving on to aquatics, no report on staff, or on Vets Aquatic Center, but we do have one on open swims at the Hartford Family Aquatic Center, sponsored by the Lutz Family Foundation.
Yeah, just reiterating when we hold our open swim times, just wanted to get that out there. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are 3:30 to 5:15. Friday nights, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., and then Saturday and Sunday afternoons, 1 to 3:45. The prices on that during the week is $3, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is $3.50
For youth.
for youth, and then an additional $1 for adults,
Yes,
For residents.
yes,
for residents.
yes.
Any other clarifications?
I can only read what's on the teleprompter, I apologize.
Well, now you're gonna tell us about these special swims.
I'm gonna do what I can. So yes, we have a spaghetti swim that was actually held this past Friday, the 3rd. During this event, our entire stock of pool noodles and basketballs is acting as spaghetti and meatballs, no doubt. Were spread around the pool, and kids had a blast with that. And then Rubber Ducky Day, that will be taking place on January 14th, open swim. The pool gets covered with hundreds of rubber duckies, which is quite the sight to see. Some of the ducks are marked on the bottom, and you can be turned in to the lifeguards to receive a candy prize.
Finally, we can get to the slide tower update.
Absolutely, and I have some positive news there. This project was completed on December 19th and was officially open to the public on Saturday, December 20th. So far we are happy with the results. It looks good. I did have staff put together information on lost revenue that included discounts that were given to users, along with the attendance difference from the months of November and December compared to a year ago. We took this information and went to the contractor, and we agreed upon a $3,000 discount from the contractor for the extended length of work.
Nice.
Good.
Is it aesthetically what you expected?
It is. It looks very good. I'm happy with how it turned out. I like the white to it. The functionality was one of the biggest things for us. Brian, I don't know if you had a comment on it or not, or otherwise, okay. Brian's shaking his head, so yes, we are happy with the results of the project.
Excellent. All right, we'll move on to parks and park project report.
Real simply, staff had a few burials. We did quite a bit of ice rink prep during the month of December. Equipment maintenance, tree trimming, with the cold weather we've been having, a little bit of frost in the ground, or at least a hardened ground. With the cold spell we had during December, we were able to get out and do quite a bit of tree trimming and some tree removals, and even got to a few of the tree stumps and got rid of those right away too.
All right, ice rink report.
We were happy to announce earlier today that we now have both rinks up and open for use. On Saturday, we opened up the portable rink at Vets Park. That was opened up about midday on Saturday. And then today, we officially opened up or reopened up the mill pond after many, many years. Staff did create stairs with a rubber coating top to help get access to the ice. That's located near the Forte Bank Performance Pavilion. So if you're looking for those steps, so you'll want to utilize that parking lot. We do have the skatable portion roped off. In this area, it's quite a large area. What was it, about 100 by 200, Brian?
230 by 160.
So pretty substantial. But once, if we get a quality snowfall, that will shrink down a little bit as we won't clear off that entire space. We'd actually like a little bit of snow to create a barrier, so that way we could promote some hockey play out there right now. Right now, we'd rather not. The puck gets, especially going to the west, we don't want people going beyond our borders there, as that's where we deem ice the safest. We measured ice from anywhere from 10 to 12 inches thick in that area. So excited about that. As I was talking before the meeting, we announced it on Facebook, and it was been one of our more popular posts we've had in a while. It seems that people are really excited about it. It's too bad it couldn't have been a couple weeks earlier to catch the Christmas season. I know there's still some lights and decorations out, but it would have been really neat for Christmas. So maybe this upcoming December we'll have that.
Good stuff. Park reservations starting.
Our official park reservation season will start the morning of January 15th. That's when you'll officially be able to come in, contact us about reserving your park and park shelter for this upcoming summer season.
All right, any commission requests tonight? Anything you'd like to see? Anything you want to ask staff about? Hearing none, I'd look for motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kate,
Second.
second by Dan. All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.